Okay, hello and welcome again. Now, in the previous class, without much ado, we've already done this in that previous class, and then we already solved this. Now, we started with this question number 2, and we stopped somewhere. We said we derived this. We believed that question number 2. Now, remember, this is in essence a revision of 243, and in the process of solving it, we discovered that we've always said that the clue is this place is supposed to look like this, or to look like this, and when it looks like this, then you proceed. What are we doing? We're looking for the value of x, which is the variable, the unknown. So we want to know what it is. Now, we already said that this means now 243 is actually 3 raised to the 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is the same thing as 3 raised to the power of 5. Because 3, 4, 5, 5, 3 is there. So what do? We have this as 3 raised to the power of minus x is equals to 3 raised to the power of 5. Now that the two pieces are the same thing, what do? You slash them here into here, 1 and 1. So what remains? Minus x is equals to 5. Now, your aim is not to find the value of minus x, but to find the value of x. So now that you have minus x, what do you do to make this minus sign come to this place and x stands alone? In other words, what is disturbing x from standing alone? That's minus. So what do you do to minus? What you do is remember first of all that this is the same thing as minus 1 times x. So what you do is this. You now multiply both sides. By minus 1. The whole reason is this. Remember what we talked about, that minus times minus gives you plus. So when we have minus 1 times minus 1, it's going to give us minus times minus plus 1 times 1, 1. So that's what it's going to be. So what we'll do here is it's going to be minus x is equals to 5. So when we multiply both sides by minus 1, it's going to be minus 1 times minus x is equals to minus 1 times 5. Now remember, this 5 has an invisible plus here. Every number has an invisible plus. Now minus times minus gives you a plus 1 times x gives you x. So in other words, we succeeded in taking away the minus sign. So then minus times plus. Remember the rule, minus times minus plus times plus. These two that is the same gives you plus. Now these two that are different, minus times plus, plus times minus gives you minus, minus. So these two are different. Minus times plus gives you minus 1 times 5, 5. So what you have is this, x is equals to minus 5. Simple. And that's how you get this. Now let's go to question number 3. Now if you don't understand this, you would go over it again, video, and be sure you get it. Then question number 3, you have question number 3, 25 raised to the power of 5, x equals to 625. Now there's something you need to understand. No, this is actually inside. There's something you need to know. 25 is the same thing as 5 raised to the power of 5. 5 raised to the power of 2. Now, you need to make this look like this. Or, like I said before, 5x is the same thing as saying x times 5 or x5, right? So, what do? This is the same thing as saying 25 raised to the power of x5. And because there's a times, you can quickly just do it this way. And it goes. Now, and this is 6, 2, 5. This gives us a clue. What is 25 itself? 25 itself is the same thing as 5 raised to the power. Or let's even leave this first in this way. Let me not complete. What is 25 itself? 25 itself is 5 raised to the power of 2. Now here still remains 5x. So 25 is the same thing as 5 times 5. So how many 5 do we have here? Is 5 raised to the power of 2, which is also 25. So this is done. So how many? Now this gives us a clue that this is going to also be 5 raised to the power of something. 5 raised to the power of something. So let's try with 5s. So 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 will give us 25. Then times 5. Let's see. 25 times 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. No, 5 times 5 is 25. Write down 5 carry 2. 5 times 2 is 10 plus what we have 125. Then you do it again. Then that means this one will give you 125. If I put another times 5, let's say times 5 now. 5 times 125 times 5, 25. Remaining 2. 5 times 5, 25. Write down 5 carry 2. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2, 125. Write down 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2, so 12. Write down 2 carry 1. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. Now what does that tell us? That means there's something here. It means this is 5 raised to the power of, this is another 5. 5 raised to the power of 4 will give you 6 to 5. Right? Good. So 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 1. Then 125 times 5 equals 6 to 5. So what that means is this. That 6 to 5 is the same thing as 5 raised to the power. Now how many 5 do you see here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 5 raised to the power of 4. So that means 6 to 5 is the same thing as 5 raised to the power of 4. Now remember here, this is a multiplication sign, right? Yes, so 2 times 5 is going to be 5 raised to the power. 2 times 5 is 10x. Have you seen it? Now let's go. Now that we got this. Now that we got this. 5, 5, because the both of them are on the same base, so they both clear each other. So what we have is 10x is equals to 4. Now let me ask you a question. What are we looking for? X. Is x standing alone? No. What is stopping x from standing alone? N. What's the relationship between x and 10? It's a multiplication relationship. So what do you do to take 10 away from x? So 10 will leave x alone. So x will stand alone as x equals to dash. Since the relationship is a multiplication relationship, what you do is the opposite of multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. You get it right. So that's what we're going to do. We'll divide both sides by the coefficient of x. Coefficient means the value, the number in front of the variable. So we have it as divide both sides by the coefficients of x. Now what's the coefficient of x is 10. So we have 10 raised to x all over 10. Remember both sides, 4 over 10. So 10 will cancel 10 and x is left alone. Now what do you have here? 4 over 10. But it looks like they are both equal numbers. One number can go, something can divide them. Divide both sides by 2. By 2. So 2 here is 2. 2 here is 5. So what do we have left? 2 over 5. Can we go any further? No. In other words, the value of x in this equation is actually 2 over 5. I want to thank you for staying tuned. If you gained, let your friends know, share, also like, subscribe, and follow. Thank you so much. Now in the next video, we're going to solve this and this.